This is the first kill of the new Season 8 boss, Urivar. Opening this chest requires 12 Judicator masks, and the game tells you that you can't farm these masks. But that's not true. Using the Tribute of the Titans in the Undercity will get you more than twice as many masks over any other boss summoning material. But the real question is, does he drop a Mythic unique? No. Never lucky on the first kill. On run 3, we have a Belial spawn. Does he drop a Mythic unique? No. We find a 1-star Frostburn. The amount of runs where both Urivar and Belial dropped loot with no greater affixes at all was 61 runs. On run 8, we find a 2-star Ring of the Ravenous. On run 17, we find a Vex rune. On run 29, we find a Mythic unique. Ho ho ho! A Shroud of False Death. Ah, the Mythics, baby! On run 31, we find a 1-star Overkill. Also, an Ahu rune. The number of legendary runes that dropped over the 100 runs was 3 legendary runes. On run 49, we have a Belial spawn. Does he drop a Mythic unique? No. We find a 4-star Azurath. Damn! On run 50, we have a Belial spawn. Does he drop a Mythic unique? No. We find a 2-star 100,000 steps. Also, a 2-star Paingorgers. Also, a 1-star Gore's Devastating Grips. Also, a 1-star Ring of the Ravenous. On run 66, we find a 2-star Mother's Embrace. The most amount of consecutive runs where Belial did not spawn was 30 runs in a row. On run 78, we have a Belial spawn. Does he drop a Mythic unique? No. We find a 1-star Mother's Embrace. Also, a 1-star Bane of Ajad Den. On run 80, we find a 2-star 100,000 steps. On run 81, we have a Belial spawn. Does he drop a Mythic unique? No. We find a 1-star Overkill. The number of uniques that had exactly 1 greater affix from both Urivar and Belial was 40 uniques. On run 82, we have a Belial spawn. Does he drop a Mythic unique? No. We find a 1-star Ring of the Ravenous. On run 88, we find a 2-star Ramamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamamam 100,000 steps. On run 94, we find a 2-star Bane of Ajaden. On run 96, we have a Belial spawn. Does he drop a Mythic unique? No. We find a 1-star Tassets of the Dawning Sky. The amount of times Belial spawned in the 100 runs was 13 times. On run 100, the final run, do we get a Mythic unique? No. We find a 1-star Frostburn. Also, a Yule rune. 1 Mythic unique from Urivar and Belial. A similar amount compared to previous seasons.